Hello, hello everyone, it's Marcy, and I'm here ready to start a new project. I'm going to be using Cara Brandon's 4th of July digital kit. I already had all of my 4th of July patriotic stuff out for the journal I made for Dear Julie's June Junk Journal Challenge, so I thought this would be perfect for my July design team project. So let me first flip through and show you the papers. I've got my camera zoomed in just a little bit because I have reduced the size of my pages. I've got everything reduced to 81%, which will work with the size journal I'm going to make, and we'll get into that in a minute. So here is the kit. Here's a page. Here's one of the background pages. There are 8 pages and I believe 3 background pages. We'll see. So there's one. Here's another page. And Blue Star's background page. Here's a page. I love this mixed media look on that. And here's a background page with red stars. And then we've got this page. And the mixed media, or the multicolored stars again. And this floral page, which I think is beautiful. And stars again. I apologize. It's my insulin pump. Then this flags page. I love this, the torn look where it looks like the paper underneath. And more blue stars. Here we've got some more florals with some circles and the blue polka dotted background. I've got the multicolored stars again. Love this with the hot air balloon and the woman. The day we celebrate, it says. And then I did the multicolored star background page again. Then we get into ephemera. And again, my ephemera is shrunk down to 81% because I want it to be proportionate to the size of my journal. So we've got 6 journaling cards here. And we've got 3 tags with all sorts of ephemera here to use. And we've got 2 pockets. Turn them this way so you can see. And we've got a wonderful ephemera page. And 3 more tags with ephemera. So that's what we're going to be working with. So give me just a moment. I'm going to grab my stuff together and I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the cover of my journal. Okay, I've got my stuff together to get the cover of my journal started. And what I'm going to use is this paper bag. Now the paper bag I'm using is 7 inches wide by a little over about 13¼ inches long. But any paper bag would work for this. You would just need to want to alter your, for me, 81% reduction, or printing the pages at 81% worked for this size. If you used a normal lunch bag, which is like 5¼ inches tall, you'd want to reduce it even more. But, okay, so what I want to do is, the first thing I'm going to do is take this flap and I'm just going to fold it over. Now, one thing you could do is glue this flap and just be done. I don't want all the bulk though, so I'm going to take some scrap paper and in my bag, I'm going to slide it. Here we've got the gusset here and the gusset here. I'm going to slide it underneath those gussets. And this is just scrap paper that I can cut into because I'm going to be using my X-Acto knife and I don't want to cut through the entire bag. All right. So, got that in there. So now I'm going to take my metal straight edge and line it up on that fold line that I created by folding the flap. And I'm going to cut it. Now, before I move anything, let's be sure that I got through. Nope, need to cut some more there. I'm not pressing hard with my X-Acto knife because I don't want the paper to tear. Okay, so now I can see that all of that is cut loose. I've got a little extraneous there. That all of that is cut loose. So now I can move my knife. So now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to cut actually that's not true. I was going to cut right up against the line, but that's actually not true. Fold it over, and I am going to measure from the crease line. I'm going to measure 1/2 inch down. And 1/2 inch down over here. All right. That way I can use my straight edge again. Line that up. And cut it all the way across. And again, I want to be sure that everything is cut through. Okay. So I've got everything cut through, and now I'm going to take my scissors and just cut off that little excess there. And that little excess there. All right. Then pull my ruler back out. Flip this around so I can measure it this way. From my new opening right here on the flap side, I'm going to mark 4 3/4 inches. Which is where I will want my fold to be. Then I'm going to I should have done this all at once. So going to mark at 4 3/4 and 4 3/4 and 4 3/4 and 9 1/2. So 4 3/4 and 9 1/2. All right. Now I'm going to pull out my trimmer, and at the 9 1/2, my sack is a little too long, so I'm just going to trim that little bit of excess off. And then when I take my edges and fold it up to the other side, try to get everything lined up as straight as possible. All right, and if I've done everything right, that should be on my 4 3/4 inches mark. Okay, so what we're going to have is, this will be the front of our journal, the back of our journal, and then this will come around as a closure. So I should have redone my glue. I'm closing off all of the little gusseted spaces here, and I'm just going to close this little flap completely down. All right, and these two flaps I'm going to leave open. So now, because this video is already getting probably pretty long, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover the outside of my journal with this fabric, and I will be covering the inside with, that isn't the piece, some wallpaper. And then once I've got them covered, and I'm just going to glue those on, they won't have to be glued right up to the edges, because let me show you what I did on my prototype, where I was playing around trying to figure out what would work. So once I cover them, then I can take these gusseted, I want to have the gusseted flaps, because when I open and close my journal, I want to have an expandable bag there on that side and there on that side. So pretend this is covered with your paper, whatever, but it's all decorated up. Then when you go to sew, you just fold these gussets in, and you can sew all the way around the edge. That way these don't get sewn down. And then you fold these in toward the center, and you can sew right down there if you choose to sew. But that's what I'm going to do. And then in my next video, I'll show you with it glued on and ready to go. And we'll see where we go then. So until next time, everyone, please have a wonderful day. Do something crafty, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.